Echoes of Vinewood Cemetery ***. The cemetery was set atop a green hill that cradled the charming town of Vinewood. Below, the town bustled with life, its cafes, boutiques, and quirky shops enticing passers-by. But the real spectacle lay to the west, where the azure waters of Lake Ontario kissed the shore, shimmering like 1,000 diamonds on sunny days. Today, however, the clouds hung low, casting a muted glow over everything. If anyone stood outside the local bakery, they would catch a glimpse of the cemetery. Today, amidst the stillness, a funeral unfolded, marked by the gathering of a few mourners clad in dark hues. The occasional gust of wind rustled the autumn leaves, which created a haunting melody, almost like the earth itself was weeping. "Should we really be here? We didn't even know her," Lisa whispered to her partner, Zoe, who stood tall beside her with a confident posture. Zoe's dark, wavy hair danced in the breeze, and her sharp features glimmered with curiosity. "It feels right," Zoe replied softly, her eyes tracing the emotional landscape of the mourners. "Let's just pay our respects. It'll be a good deed. But we might stick out like sore thumbs," Lisa responded, her curly hair bouncing slightly, a contrast to Zoe's. "Can't we just go grab coffee instead? There's a new place that opened just off Main." Zoe took Lisa's elbow firmly but gently. "Come on, just a few moments. We'll blend in. They won't even notice us, right?" Earlier that day, Lisa sat at a cozy table in the Vinewood Cafe, her foot tapping anxiously. She hadn't yet ordered. After all, she didn't want to come off as impatient or overly eager for her date, Ella, who had yet to arrive. "It's only a little after 10, she muttered to herself, tapping her phone nervously. Maybe she's running late, or reconsidering coming. Just as her insecurities began to bubble, the door swung open, and into the cafe strode Ella, wearing a vibrant sundress that seemed to glow even under the cloudy sky. Her blonde, shoulder-length hair was pulled back in a messy bun, with a few playful strands escaping and framing her face. Ella spotted Lisa immediately, her eyes lighting up with recognition. "Hey there," she exclaimed, a smile brighter than the overcast day as she glided toward the table. "Hi." Lisa stood to greet her, a blush creeping onto her cheeks. They exchanged an embrace that held a warmth promising intriguing possibilities. "You weren't kidding about being fashionably late," Lisa quipped, recovering her composure. Ella laughed. "I like to think of it as dramatic entrance training. I'm working on my technique." The two women sat down and launched into conversation, sharing stories about their families, aspirations, and the nuances of growing up in small towns. "I swear my high school had more cows than students," Ella joked, twirling a loose strand of hair. Lisa shook her head, mirroring Ella's laughter. "Yep, a similar situation for me. It's nice to meet someone who's not afraid to embrace their roots." Just then, a server approached with their drinks, interrupting their banter. Moments later, Ella's phone pinged. "Oops. I am so sorry. I just remembered I've got this weird date that I had to reply to," she said sheepishly, scrolling. "Go ahead. I'm not going anywhere," Lisa assured, hoping desperately she wouldn't get her heart broken after such a lovely start. Ella's thumb hesitated over a contact. "Oh wait. You know what? This is a work thing. Let's just let it go. Focus on us for now." As they conversed about art, photography, and their favorite local food spots, Ella's whimsy captured Lisa's heart. Eventually, Ella suggested seeking adventure, in a way that echoed the same spirit as Lisa's love for spontaneity. "Let's go help someone in need. I bet I can find an ad that needs a fun lady like us. Right here in Vinewood?" Lisa asked in surprise. Ella waved a local newspaper, and within moments, they had circled a peculiar ad. "Help needed. Move antique furniture for an elderly woman. Call 555-9823. Let's do it," Ella pitched, bubbling with excitement. Driving through the scenic roads towards Widow's Cove, the excitement filled the car. They talked eagerly about hopes and dreams, immersing themselves in the fast-paced thrill of the day. Yet, as they reached their destination, a sense of apprehension crept in. "Are we certain about this?" Lisa asked hesitantly after parking. "If we get invited to a family reunion instead of moving furniture, I'll totally take the blame." Ella smirked, but her lightheartedness faded somewhat when they stepped into the aging home. They were greeted by Agnes, a gracious woman in her 70s, whose warmth filled the air. The walls inside were heavy with memories, vibrant tapestries, photographs, and collectibles that spoke of an era long gone. "I'm so glad you came," Agnes said cheerily. "The furniture must go to my daughter, who's moving in together with her partner. I forgot about it till now. Such a silly old fool I can be." The mood quickly shifted as the women helped pack, reminiscing with Agnes about bygone days and love stories untold. All too soon the sound of tires crunching drove them to the door. Agnes had visitors all around, but one person caught Lisa's attention as she looked towards the horizon. "Are you having a gathering soon?" Lisa asked, motioning toward the gathering crowd outside. "Oh, my dear," Agnes sighed. "That's for my sister attending. She lost someone dear. I should have reached out. I wish I'd remembered. I can't even fix all this." Feeling a pull, the women decided to accompany Agnes to her sister's gathering just down the road, where a few mourners stood in black. From a distance, they watched as the final goodbyes were offered. "That could be an ex-boyfriend," Ella murmured, pointing to a man lingering nearby. But before they could question it further, Agnes gasped. "Is that my sister Claire?" The older woman squinted, speaking with urgency. "Oh dear. I never saw her gathering what happened today. I need to go." Before they could comprehend, Agnes had pulled them along to the hill where Claire stood, flanked by a few others. As they approached, a flicker of recognition ignited in Claire's eyes. "Agnes, what are you doing here? I overheard you were here. I brought some ladies to help move the furniture." Agnes smiled brightly, but as Claire looked over at Lisa and Ella, surprise washed over her face. "And who might you be?" "Just some writers of a curious ad," Ella answered, gripping Lisa's hand tightly, feeling solidarity even in the oddest of circumstances. "I'm sorry. I didn't expect you two to come to the funeral," Claire said nervously, still disoriented by the sudden turn of events. "I'm just trying to be polite," Lisa replied, trying to navigate the confusion. "But we're here if you'd like some company." After the funeral concluded, their spirits unexpectedly lifted as they found comfort in shared memories about Agnes and Claire's journeys. Eventually, the sisters began sharing long-lost stories about past romances and family heartaches. "I have a niece who is out there, loving herself despite everything," Agnes revealed, her voice softening. "And I once lost my partner. We were as close as sisters." "Yes, exactly," Claire echoed. "Love doesn't fade, it echoes through time." With that simple sentiment, a bond formed beyond blood ties. Lisa, whose heart was a magnificent stoic garden, felt a sense of home blooming within her as the sun dipped below the horizon, marking the end of an unexpected day. Ella and Lisa spent the ride home side by side, hands clasped together. They both agreed that even if their date had gone awry, the seemingly chaotic universe had woven together a beautiful tapestry of stories and connections. From then on, they forged a path alongside Agnes, Claire, and the stories of love lost and won, uniting their spirits over coffee dates, outdoor adventures, and the healing power of family. Together, they created a vibrant echo of love that filled Vinewood and beyond. And on their one-year anniversary, they visited the hill where stories bloomed, snapshots of life and love captured against the backdrop of a life worth remembering. Continue the story. The sun dipped below the horizon on their one-year anniversary, Lisa and Ella walked hand in hand, feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey they had embarked on together. The air was crisp with an autumn chill, and leaves crunched softly beneath their feet as they approached the hill overlooking the cemetery. "Well, here we are," Ella said, gazing at the serene space that had seemed so foreign just a year ago. "It's hard to believe it's been a whole year since that unforgettable day." Lisa nodded, memories flooding back. The nervous anticipation of their first date, the unexpected detour to Agnes's home, and the poignant reunion of Claire and Agnes. It had all shaped them, not just as individuals but as a couple. "It feels almost surreal, doesn't it?" she mused, looking out over Vinewood from their elevated perch. "It was a strange start, but every twist and turn brought us closer." Ella smiled, her eyes reflecting the golden hues of the sunset. "I wouldn't change a thing. From that random ad in the paper to meeting your family, I feel like we've grown so much together." They settled onto a bench that overlooked the valley below, their favorite location for quiet reflection. Lisa took a deep breath, savoring the moment. "You know," she began, "Aunt Agnes invited us over for dinner next week. I'm excited to introduce you to the rest of her family. They've become a part of my life, and I want you to be part of that too." "I can't wait," Ella replied enthusiastically, leaning in closer. "It's incredible how Agnes and Claire have opened their home to us. And you never know, maybe we'll uncover more family secrets along the way." She laughed, the sound melodic, weaving through the cool evening air. "I think we've had our fair share of secrets for 1 year," Lisa chuckled, nudging her playfully. "Like why you insist on wearing mismatched socks." "Ah, you see." Ella leaned back, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "It's not a secret, it's a fashion statement." They shared a laugh, the type that echoed with the kind of intimacy only a year of shared adventures could create. Each moment felt significant, textured with the lessons and love they had experienced. As twilight descended, the stars began to peek through the deepening blue sky. Lisa pulled a small package from her bag, the edges carefully wrapped in bright floral paper. "Okay, I have something for you." Ella raised an eyebrow, curiosity piqued. "What is it?" "Just open it," Lisa insisted, excitement bubbling over. Ella carefully peeled away the wrapping, revealing a small wooden box intricately carved with swirling patterns. It was both beautiful and unique, much like their relationship. "Wow, this is stunning. But why a box?" Lisa grinned, hesitating only briefly. "Because I want us to fill it with memories. Each time we go on an adventure, or have a special moment, we can write it down on a piece of paper and tuck it inside. Like a memory capsule." Ella's face lit up, warmth and joy radiating from her. "Oh, Lisa, this is such a beautiful idea. I love it." She leaned in, capturing Lisa's lips with a gentle kiss, a promise sealed between them. "Let's start right now," Ella suggested, pulling out her notepad. "What do we want to remember about today?" "The first time we returned here, especially that we got to celebrate together," Lisa said softly, her heart swelling with affection. "Got it," Ella scribbled down the moment, then added, "And the sunset. Look at that gorgeous view. I wouldn't trade it for anything." With a few more shared words, they crafted their first memory together. The box gradually filled with their experiences: road trips, dinners with Agnes and Claire, spontaneous dance parties in the living room, and whispered secrets shared beneath the stars. Time passed effortlessly as they captured the magic of their first year. But as the evening darkened, Lisa felt a flutter in her stomach, a sensation that was both familiar and exciting. "I have one more surprise for you," she said, biting her lip. Ella looked intrigued. "More surprises? You're going to spoil me." Lisa laughed softly, her heart racing. "I hope so." She reached into her bag to retrieve one last small item, a delicate bracelet made of intertwined silver and gold threads. When Ella saw it, her eyes widened in disbelief. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I wanted to give you something that symbolizes our connection, Lisa explained, slipping it gently onto Ella's wrist. The silver and gold represent both of us, intertwined but still individual, just like our lives. Ella was speechless for a moment, glancing at the bracelet, then back at Lisa, her eyes shimmering. You have no idea how much this means to me. She took a deep breath, leaning forward. You've changed my life, you know. You've helped me embrace my true self, and I want to be by your side forever. Lisa's heart raced. Iya, Before she could finish, Ella moved closer, their foreheads touching. I know this is a big step, but I want you to know how much I love you. Being with you feels like home. In that sacred moment, time seemed to stand still. Lisa stared into Ella's sincere eyes, feeling as though they were sharing a secret only the two of them understood. I love you too, she confessed brightly, just as you are. Then, as if by fate's design, a shooting star streaked across the sky. Did you see that? Ella gasped, pulling away slightly to get a better view. Yes. Oh my gosh, wish with me, Lisa urged, excitement bubbling to the surface. Without hesitation, they both closed their eyes, made their wishes, and clasped hands tighter than ever. When they opened their eyes, the world felt electric. Now let's make a pact, Ella said playfully, her eyes sparkling. We promised to fill that box with even more memories. And next year, we better be right back here again. Holding on to each other, they burst into laughter, feeling the warmth of love still enveloping them. Wandering back down the hill, hand in hand, they felt ready to embrace whatever the future held together. The journey ahead was unwritten, a tapestry waiting to be woven thread by thread. And as they walked away from the hill, the stars above sparkled brightly, an echo of their love shining down, guiding them on their next grand adventure. Continue the story. GPT. 40 As Lisa and Ella made their way back down the hill, the chatter of soft laughter and whispering leaves accompanied them. The warm glow from the cafe lights below beckoned like a welcoming embrace, and the crisp autumn breeze carried with it the scent of cinnamon and freshly brewed coffee, reminders of the many cozy moments they shared during their time together. You know, Lisa said, squeezing Ella's hand, I was thinking, why don't we turn our adventure into a tradition? Every year, we can come back here on our anniversary and add another memory to our box. Ella nodded enthusiastically, her blonde hair bouncing with her excitement. I love that. It'll be our sacred place, our annual date to reflect and dream. As they reached the main street filled with flickering lights, the atmosphere buzzed with late-night energy. Laughing couples wandered in and out of quaint shops. Families settled into booths at the diner, and friends gathered for drinks outside the local pub. First stop coffee, Ella declared, her eyes sparkling with delight. I know just the place. They serve the best pumpkin spice lattes. Oh, you know I can't resist a good seasonal drink, Lisa chuckled. They strolled toward the cafe, their conversation flitting from whimsical topics, favorite childhood memories, future travel plans, and their dreams for the upcoming year. The closer they got to the cafe, the clearer Lisa's heart raced. The mere thought of sharing another intimate moment with Ella lit her up from the inside. Inside, the cafe was buzzing, filled with the comforting aroma of roasted coffee and sweet pastries. Lisa found a cozy corner table as Ella approached the counter to order. Pumpkin spice lattes for the anniversary celebration, right? Lisa called after her as she fished around in her bag for her wallet. Absolutely. But let me surprise you with a little something special, Ella responded, a mischievous grin on her face. As Ella ordered, Lisa pulled out her phone, scrolling through photos from their past year together. Each snapshot was a testament to their shared experiences. Hiking in the mountains, cooking meals together, silly selfies at the beach, and their joyful encounters with Agnes and Claire. When Ella returned with their drinks, She presented Lisa with a pastry box. "You've got to try this. Homemade pumpkin cream cheese muffins. They're delicious." Lisa opened the box, marveling at the sweet treats nestled inside. "You really know how to spoil me, don't you?" she said with a teasing smile. "I just want to keep the tradition alive," Ella replied, raising her latte in a toast. "To us. To adventures, laughter, and our ever-growing memory box. To us," Lisa echoed, clinking her cup against Ella's before taking a hearty sip of her latte. The flavors cascaded through her senses, warming her heart and spirit further. As the night unfolded, they enjoyed their treats, shared stories, and played games that brought them closer. They laughed as they tried to recount the most embarrassing moments of their childhoods, one-upping each other's stories until their sides ached. But beneath the laughter, something shifted within Lisa. The warmth of love that enveloped them spurred the quiet intention she had been harboring. She decided the time was right. "Ella," she spoke gently, her voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in her stomach. "I want to talk to you about something." Ella looked up, curiosity painting her features. "What is it, love?" Lisa took a deep breath. "Do you remember when we talked about our future over that campfire last summer? How we dreamed of traveling the world, building a life together?" "Of course. It was one of my favorite nights," Ella said, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia. "Those dreams still feel like the best part of us. I feel like we've created something really special, and I can't imagine my life without you by my side," Lisa continued, her heart beating wildly. "I've been thinking, would you consider taking a leap with me? I want to ask if you'd be open to moving in together." Ella's expression shifted, surprise turning into joy as Lisa's words sank in. "You want to live together?" "Yes," Lisa affirmed, the moment bubbling over with emotions. "I think it's the next step. We complement each other so well, and I want to build a home with you. We can make it our own adventure." Ella's smile widened as she absorbed the proposal. "Oh my goodness, yes. I've dreamed about this moment. I've just been waiting for the right time to bring it up myself." In that instant, a wave of relief washed over Lisa, and they shared a hearty laugh of joy. "We're so in sync," Lisa exclaimed. Ella reached across the table, intertwining her fingers with Lisa's. "This is incredible. I can't wait to start hunting for a place. Imagine the decor and our vibrant, creative furniture combinations." Lisa giggled, envisioning how they would fill their home with memories, warmth, and light. "Suddenly, I'm picturing twinkling fairy lights and mismatched pillows all over the place, and a cozy reading nook to curl up in after a long day," Ella added, her enthusiasm palpable. They spent the rest of the evening dreaming up their future together, mapping out possibilities, and laughing at their inside jokes. There was no limit to their hopes and aspirations, and it fueled their love even further. When they finally left the cafe, the cool night air welcomed them, embracing their excitement as they stepped back into the world outside. The city glimmered beneath the stars, and it felt as though each shimmering light was celebrating their newfound commitment. As they walked through the quiet streets toward home, hand in hand, Lisa couldn't shake the feeling of exhilaration. Squeezing Ella's hand tightly, she leaned in to plant a soft kiss on her cheek. "I feel like anything is possible now." "Because it is," Ella replied, her eyes twinkling with shared optimism. "Together we're unstoppable." The city felt alive around them, the promise of adventure awakening in their hearts. As they navigated the path toward their shared future, Lisa and Ella embraced the uncertainties with open arms, ready to embark on the next chapter of their love story. Together, hand in hand, and forever intertwined.